2014 is shaping up to be the warmest year
ever recorded for planet Earth.
Our only home is Earth. It is the most diverse system we have ever seen, constantly evolving and creating a vast array of biospheres and environments. One of the most prominent of these biospheres is marine life, as our world is composed of 76% of water. Life below water has an ecosystem unlike any other, with over 130,000 different species. However, due to the detrimental human effects of rising CO2 levels and carbon emissions, climate hazards have been a leading factor in the destruction of this ecosystem. Global warming has increased sea temperatures in tropical climates of the world by up to 127%, rendering some areas uninhabitable. Sea levels continue to rise, altering the dynamic of marine life. According to studies from multiple marine specialists, around 514 marine species a year go extinct due to climate hazards, never to return to Earth again. And around 1,300 marine species a year become endangered. So how did this all come to be? Well, the issue was first raised in the UN in 1979, where the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change addressed the pressing matter of biodiversity loss due to climate change. Since then, a global climate action agenda has been created, which aims to implement blue carbon initiatives that protect the many species that call the ocean their home. It also focused on researching more on the effects of climate hazards and hoped to eradicate and halt ocean acidification by the year 2030. Other NGOs and organizations in the past have tried to protect these ecosystems. However, due to the climate hazards we face today, natural disasters are more likely to occur. Disasters such as tropical storms, tsunamis, toxic algae epidemics, storm surges, and increased fluctuation of climate temperatures all impact marine life. If epidemics such as toxic algae are not looked at and taken action upon, then pathogens contaminate the coastal water, and the whole ecosystem suffers a change in dynamic that it cannot come back from. One of the biggest examples of this is the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. A researcher from the Australian Institute of Marine Science found that the main cause of depletion of the coral and diverse life of the barrier reef is a climate epidemic that has increased exponentially from 1990. Over the past 27 years, 50% of all central and southern coral cover has been lost, according to BBC. 70% of Rain Island seabirds were lost over the past 12 years due to an increase of temperatures, and sea cow sightings in the barrier reef were reduced by 81% in only 6 years, due to ocean acidification as a result of coal emissions. Due to the melting point of polar ice caps, the marine ecosystem of Antarctica has been severely suffering in silence. Seals remain one of the most endangered species on the planet, with a variety of seal species already extinct. Polar bears, on the other hand, have to endure the effects of this biosphere alteration. Their main source of food, seals, have become rare to find, and as a result, the food chain is altered. As seals migrate, polar bears are left with no food, and melting ice caps and glaciers do not allow them to adequately hunt. This is a captured shot of what the average polar bear looks like today. Suffering in silence. Starving in silence. Because we have not taken adequate measure to the man-induced problem of carbon. Why should we protect our oceans? Well, before the dominance of humans, marine life was the most biodiverse environment in the world. Every region of our oceans had a completely different system of life. But then, because of human effects, the diversity of the ocean started to decrease at a rate never seen before. 8,200,000 species of fish depleted to only 20,000. If we don't change the way that we treat these biospheres, then we will have a monocultural ocean. We will only have one type of fish to eat and a plain polluted ocean to enjoy. Climate hazards have a rippling effect throughout the world, altering the dynamic of the marine food chain the diversity of this life, and the evolution of the ocean. The time for change has come. How will you lower carbon emissions? How will you raise awareness on the issue of marine ecosystems? How will you reverse the effects of rising sea levels? How will you make a difference?